protecting your financial independence is just as important as getting to financial independence. And that's why there are some certain accounts that you can have that's going to help protect your financial independence. Make sure you stay to the end of this video because I'm going to throw in a bonus, account number 5, that you should probably have because it has helped me along my journey to financial independence, and especially right now while I'm living the financial independence lifestyle. The first account that I definitely think that you should have is a My Social Security account. Okay, no matter what age you are, I think that you should have this online Social Security account. And for several reasons. The first one is that you need to make sure that your correct earnings are getting reported to the Social Security Administration. So every year you probably make a certain amount of income that is going to be subject to Social Security taxes. And you want to make sure that that amount of taxes, that amount of income gets reported to the Social Security Administration and you pay the correct amount of taxes. Because that is going to be entered into your future benefit when it comes to actually use Social Security, and you want to make sure that that is correct so that you get the right amount of Social Security payment. Another really great reason to have this account is that right on there, they actually give you an estimated future benefits. They estimate how much your future Social Security would be in today's dollars. And that can be very, very helpful, especially for financial independence and retirement planning, just to have that estimate on there, because the amount of the formula that they use, the Social Security uses in order to calculate how much your benefits are going to be, it's actually quite complex and kind of crazy. And so it's really nice to have it just right there on the account, the estimate right there. Now they have some assumptions that might be different from what you plan on doing, but it is still nice to have that number, and you can throw it on there when you're doing your financial independence planning. If you plan on including Social Security in there, then you can use that number or something, maybe a smaller amount of that number, in order to estimate how much you're going to need to become financially independent and how long your plan should be able to last for, and all things like that. The last and probably one of the most important reasons why you should have the My Social Security account is for identity theft. You want to prevent identity theft. So Social Security is one of the biggest institutions that is probably going to be prone to identity theft. And just by monitoring things like that, you can monitor that account. You can set up alerts, security alerts, and things like that, and make sure no one that tries to claim Social Security in your name or something crazy like that. And so it's really important, I think, that no matter what age you are, to have a My Social Security account for those reasons. Number 2 is also very, very important, and that is an IRS Online Account. Hopefully you already have one of these already, but a lot of people actually haven't set up an online account directly with the IRS, and there are really good reasons why you should do that as well. First off, if you plan on becoming a small business owner, if you start earning self-employment income, or even if you just become financially independent and you start withdrawing from your investments and you have investment income, you may actually be required to withhold some income taxes. So you may actually be able to you may actually have to pay quarterly income taxes, or at least the safe harbor rule, but we're not going to get into all that. But you may have to pay quarterly taxes, or you may have to actually still have taxes withheld, especially if you are self-employed or if you have that investment income where there's no taxes being withheld for you like it was if you were earning a W-2 wage. Your employer was withholding some taxes for you. So you may actually have to do that yourself and pay quarterly estimated taxes. And if not, even if you do file your taxes at the end of the year and you owe, let's say you owe $2,000 of a tax bill from the federal to the federal government, even though if you pay that on time, you may still actually get faced with penalties because you didn't have any income taxes withheld. Yeah, they really, really want to get your money very, very early on. So they may hit you with some penalties if you don't withhold your taxes. And so that's another reason, that's a really good reason why you should have an IRS online account. Another good reason is that you can access your previous tax information. So all of your tax returns, they have what's known as tax transcripts that they have on the IRS online account. And so if you log in on there, you can access many different years of tax transcripts. I think they have 5 or 6 years or something like that on there. Probably 6 years, because I think that's as long as it takes so you can still get audited. But so they have 6 years, I think, on there. And so it's important that you can save that information. You can save those tax transcripts, just to have in your own files. But also it's nice to just have access to all those tax files online as well on the IRS's server. And lastly, again, just like with the Social Security account, it's important to have an IRS online account because it can help you monitor your security, make sure you prevent identity theft. Because IRS is, again, another one of those institutions that is, very prone to having identity theft. People can file tax returns, like fake tax returns, like in your name, using your social security number or something like that, and get your tax return, and you go to file your taxes, and you find out that the IRS says you already filed, but you didn't. And so it could be a very big mess. And so if you have an IRS online account, you could be monitoring those security procedures and things like that. And that's really important to save you a lot of headache later on. Number 3 has to do with the credit bureaus. I hope I said that name right. I always mess up that word, bureau. But before I move on that, real quick, please make sure you like this video if you're enjoying it so far. It really does help me out, and I really do appreciate that. Liking it just sends a message to the YouTube algorithm so that it can help spread this video further to more people that need to hear it. So thank you so much for hitting that like button. But when it comes to the credit accounts, so you want to have accounts with each of the credit companies. So they have Experian, they have Equifax, and then they have TransUnion, I think. So they have those are like the 3 big credit companies. And you want to have accounts with them so that you can go and do what's known as either a credit freeze or a credit alert. And doing so is completely free. So you don't actually have to pay for any of these services. You can freeze your credit with one of them, and they should report it to the other ones. And what that basically means, if you were going to freeze your credit, it would basically mean that you can't open up any kind of new loan or any new credit card or anything that has to do with your credit score or your credit report. And this is important because some people may want to, commit credit fraud and open up things in your name. And by freezing your credit, you can prevent that. Another way that you can do it is with alerts, so credit alerts. So basically, they have to, the companies, they have to call you to confirm your identity and all that before they can open up something in your name. So if you applied for a credit card, the company that you applied the credit card for, they'll have to call you. Their security team will have to call you and confirm your identity, confirm that you applied for the card and things like that. And so both of those can be really great ways to protect your credit report. It can be really great ways to protect yourself from any kind of fraud. And it is completely free, and you only have to really do that with one of the companies, and they should report it to the other ones. And so that is a really good thing to do. And just as an additional bonus tip here, many banks are now offering like credit monitoring for free. So many of the banks, you just pretty much click a button on there and you have credit monitoring where they send you like a monthly report of your credit score and of your credit history and of your credit, anything that's like changing on there. And so they'll send you like a report every single month or something like that. And so you should definitely take advantage of things like that in order to monitor your credit, just to make sure that there's no kind of suspicious activity taking place on there. Next up, we have number 4, and number 4 is essentially like very, very essential if you're on the path to financial independence, because you might be building up a lot of wealth if you're trying to achieve financial independence, and you want to be able to protect that wealth. And one way that you can protect that wealth is with liability insurance. And so I think that you should have a liability insurance account. So liability insurance accounts, more specifically, this is going to refer to things like car insurance. So obviously, if you drive a car, you should have car insurance. But more specifically, you should have a lot of liability car insurance in order to protect your assets in case of a lawsuit. Same thing, if you own a house, you should probably have homeowners insurance. And more specifically, you should have a lot of homeowners liability insurance so that you can protect your assets in the case of a lawsuit against something that happens on your home. And then another one, if you are a renter versus a homeowner, then you should have renter's insurance. Renter's insurance can include liability insurance, so if something happens and where you're renting a home, that you are protected and your assets are protected. And then on top of that, you can also get what's known as an umbrella insurance plan. An umbrella insurance plan is basically an additional liability insurance that goes on top of your other existing plans. So if you have a car insurance liability, the umbrella insurance is going to be after that car insurance liability. If you have a home insurance liability, the umbrella insurance is going to go after that home insurance liability. And so that could be really important because especially in today's day and age, you can be sued for a lot of money, especially when it comes to liability issues. And it's just nice to have that little bit of peace of mind, and also to protect your assets. If you built up, a nice, you've been saving for years and you became a millionaire or something like that, you want to stay a millionaire, right? You don't want some crazy lawsuit. You don't want all the lawyers to get all your money. So you definitely want to protect that by using insurance liability accounts. And here's a bonus one I have for you, number 5 today. I know it's not in the title, but number 5, a bonus one that something that has definitely helped me out along my journey to financial independence, and has definitely helped me out right now as I am financially independent, is having a personal capital account. Okay, so a personal capital, this is basically an online software that allows you to link up all of your accounts, especially your investment accounts, and just track everything that's going on with them and make sure that everything is good to go. So I especially like personal capital for monitoring my investments, monitoring my net net worth, especially when it comes to my investment net worth, and also monitoring my asset allocation to make sure that my asset allocation is properly allocated to what I want it to be. And if you haven't used Personal Capital, definitely make sure that you check it out at oncashflow.com/resources. Okay, there's also going to be a link in the description below. Check out Personal Capital. You can link up all your accounts, check your net worth, check your asset allocation, and so many other things as well. And Personal Capital is an affiliate of mine, so just by visiting that page, just by clicking through and checking out their free online software, you are definitely helping to support OnCashflow, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Zach from OnCashflow.com, and I hope to see you next time.